Okay, I hope you can hear me and that this thing is on and we're streaming apparently according to that notification. I am. Um, so, what are we doing? Well, like the title says, is we're going to be taking some dev kits, converting them from Blender, Avastar to Mayastar, and this is Blender. This is a Blender 3.0 something something or whatever. It's relatively the latest, if not the latest. I'm not sure. Blender constantly is updating. So, and I have, as of a month or two ago, the latest version of Avastar installed. Because the majority of body mesh creators in Second Life um, use a Blender and Avastar. Um, and Maya costs money. A lot of the kits come in Blender. Well, I hate Blender. Blender makes me cry. Um, when I first started doing mesh, when mesh first came to the grid many, many moons ago, um, it was a new thing for everybody, and I just couldn't handle all of the bugs and the issues that came along with Avastar and Blender at the time. Um, so I was relieved when I was able to get a student free version of Maya. And Kathy Foyle had created Mayastar, which is basically her version, of the tool Avastar, but for Maya users instead of Blender users. So, um, anywho, I'm trying to see if I can shareable link. There we go. Post this on Facebook real quick. Okay, so what I have here is I have the Belize Dev Kit, and as you can see over here in the outliner, Blender outliner, um, it's Freya, all of the different style of boobies, and all of the feats, and the same for Iris and Venus as well. So basically all I did was just open up the blend file that came with the dev kit. And there's several different versions of those files. Pay attention to the Blender number here, because I think Blender 2.7 was not, compatible or whatever. And I don't know. He has different version numbers, so there must be a reason for that. Um, anyway, so the only thing that you're going to do to convert this out of Blender, the only thing you have to do, you don't have to know Blender or Avastar or anything like that, is you come over here to the outliner and you can select the system head or not, doesn't matter. But if you hold down Shift, come all the way down here, that will select everything. And once you have everything selected, what you want to do is you want to come up here to File and Export. And I highly, highly, highly recommend. Blender is free. In fact, let me show you the website. This is the website, blender.org/download. Blender is free. Avastar, the plugin for Blender for Second Life creation of avatars and animation and rigging and whatnot, Um, Costs a little bit of money. Um, but it's highly, highly worth it. You don't have to rig in Blender. You don't have to make stuff in Blender. There's the website there. You can pause, write this down, whatever. After the broadcast, after I end this, I will put links to all this stuff in the description. But because so many mesh body creators use Blender, Avastar is like, I don't know, maybe 20 bucks or so, 20, 40 bucks, something like that. Well worth the price to save you the headaches, right? Even if you don't want to use Blender. I can't stand to use Blender. Um, but I went ahead and I updated Avastar so that I could do this right here. And that is select all of the mesh pieces. I'm going to include the system head because I think it's nice. Um, I just want to set this up once. I don't want to have to go back. And what if I want to make a hat in a couple of months, Then I have everything already set up to go. So you come up here and you go export, Collada Avastar DAE. Okay. And then you're going to, of course, select your locations. This is Beliza, female. Okay. Female Avastar DAE. That's fine. And then you see that little box and the numbers, and it's done. Okay. So, oh, it's not responding. My bad. My computer is a little bit old, and I'm recording, so please forgive the slowness. And today, now, it's a lot of mesh. So, Beliza does give you like 3 separate folders for just the particular bodies, because apparently not everybody rigs to all of the bodies, and they'll have their favorite like Venus or Iris and just do those. So if your computer can't handle something like this, like mine is doing right now, or if you're impatient, you could do one body at a time. So I'm just waiting for that to finish, and hopefully it will be finished soon. Really hope it doesn't crash. I didn't think about my computer being slow and crappy. Well, while I'm waiting for that, also, so I'm going to take this, once it gets done exporting out of Blender, and we stop with the spinny spins, um, then I'm going to take it into Maya and use the plugin Mayastar um, to convert it to a Mayastar Dev Kit, which then makes it able to. Oh, I think we're done. Yep, we're done. Okay, so what the heck is all this, right? Well, some of it doesn't. I mean, some of this is just saying, high. You have a high poly mesh, um, but this limited weight count to 4 for, vertices for 1800 vertices in mesh 1 Freya natural. Okay, so that's what that's telling you is telling you that there was a lot of unused like influences on these vertices for some reason. Not that big of a deal, because we're still gonna remove this in the next couple of steps. So I just say okay, and now I can close out of Blender. I don't want to save, and now I'm gonna launch Maya. And if you're interested in the ease of things, I don't know how Avastar is nowadays. I have used Avastar in the past, and it was very frustrating for me. Um, I don't know, maybe it's the way my brain works or something. So I switched to Maya and Mayastar plugin, which is um, this right here, the Mayastar Plano, and I've never looked back. And so if you want to to change, Maya Lite is only like $35 a month for the subscription, or if you can afford it, $300 a year. And the Mayastar plugin that I'm about to show you is on the marketplace. Kathy Foyle sells it, supports it. She's worked really hard at making a lot of basic two button clicks, workflow, and you're done type stuff. Nearly. I'll show you here in a minute. So please buy her stuff. It's well worth it. And also, she has also created a Mayastar avatar. Her hope is to get enough to. Is she seen in the issue that we were having with not getting the dev kits when a new body comes out, and it's you got to have the creators and you got to have the dev kits type thing. Anyways, I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it. But basically, her avatar is free for the entire grid for 30 days. Um, she has hopes to start doing contests and voted by customers, and anybody that wins that category for that month gets a this Mayastar avatar vendors reset button in their store to drive traffic to their in-world stores for 30 days. And then the next winner, the vendor goes to the next winner, and so on and so on. If you don't want, if you're a membership, then the people that have a membership, they get all of the winning stores stuff for free for that month or whatever. Anyways, she does a better job of explaining it than I do, but it's pretty awesome. And here you're going to see why. Okay, so we took the Belize body out of Blender, and now we're going to import it in to Maya and convert it for use with all of the Mayastar panel things like the shape sliders and animations, which I personally love because I always, when I rig, I then always move everything around all the time to see how the mesh looks in animations. So this is really easy to, while you're rigging, just to play a walk animation, because this female walk animation is the default walk animation, and it is the most horrid animation in Second Life, I think. I could be wrong. I could my mind's remembering to noob days, so I might be a little bit wrong. But anyways, and then you also have this external dev kits, which I'm going to show you here in just a second. But then here's the Mayastar body. So her dev kit comes with Mayastar plugin, right? And you just click a button and the dev kit is imported. She's got an athletic one and then a curvy, and she's going to do more in the future. And then if you if you rig to this body, it's just an automatic bind and you're done. One click and you're basically done, except for, those hard articles of clothing like the skirts. You are going to have to hand paint those and fiddle with those a little bit. Um, she's got, on her YouTube channel, she's got all the tutorial videos on all of this, but you're going to see it's awesome. And then there's also some modeling toolkits and stuff that they put in here. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the external dev kits, right? To import a third-party dev kit. And I don't have the FBX, so I do have a DAE because I exported it out as a DAE. So I'm just going to try and figure out where I put it here. There we are. Pretty sure this is the one I exported out. We'll see. I do apologize for my computer being so slow. I hope I imported the right one. Oh, yeah, and she also has this clothing reshaper. I have not tested this out yet, okay? But it is supposed to do an next to almost perfect job of reshaping your clothes to other dev kit bodies, to other shapes. Um, you do have to go to Mayastar body. You do have to have this active in the scene, um, and before it can reshape it. But okay, so anyways, here she is, and it looks like it was the right one. So she looks kind of small, but that's okay. So then we just go to DevKit Prepper, and it does that. And then we Mayastarize it. We pick the gender, it's a female. It's going to flash and it's going to do some things behind the scenes. And it's going to do that. And it's going to think some more because my computer's slow. Now yours would probably go instantaneously. So now this Beliza DevKit DAE file is all ready to go. And what does that mean? Well, that means that then I can come over here and I can use the shape sliders and like go to the torso, and I could put in my shape numbers. I think size. No, or is my computer just that slow? I haven't used this much yet. So, go to bind pose. Animation. Okay, we got a problem. That's hilarious. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if he changed joint positions in some of these. Okay, so let's do this. We are going to go back into Blender and we're going to open up one body at a time. Um, okay. Freya. Let's open up Freya. Okay. This is Freya. I'm going to do system head, different boobs, and the different feet. And file, export, Collada Avastar. Now hopefully Freya. Okay, let's see if that works. Did export out a lot quicker. Did you see that? Or is it still thinking? It's still thinking. Oh, okay, there we go. Open back up Maya. Okay. Let's go to external dev kits. And then import Collada. Freya. It's thinking. And there's the dev kit. Now we have to click dev kit prepper. Prep that, and we don't need to do anything with custom joint position. Of course, I didn't read the note, so I hope it doesn't say there's custom joint positions. And then I'm going to Mayastarize it, and it's a female. And it says that it set up correctly. Now we are done with the dev kit thing. We could go to animation and what is going on? Oh, that's right. I forgot one step. Okay, hold on. Rigging. Go to bind pose. Resets everything, just fine. Now I forgot to do one thing, and it needs to be so. Kathy, if you watch this video, we should probably It would be nice to add this following button here in the external dev kits. Um, you can go to the Mayastar body and click remove unused influences. Okay, so I have to select the mesh. Um, Come on. Okay, hide the skeleton. Go to bind pose. Select everything. Unused influences. And it removed 9 from the system head. And also on 8 from the feet, every feet. And that's all. That's common. See that a lot, actually. Okay, so then now, when we go to animations, still messing up. Why? Is interesting. I must have done something wrong. Oh, I'm like, what the hell? Let me look at the files. I don't know why it's being like this. Maybe I should, like, actually read some instructions or something. Instructions. Um, okay, so he did use Avastar to create this. So I don't understand why it's not exporting out correctly. Let's see. Okay, where did it go? Where the heck did it go? Okay. There it is. And that's the default DAE. It came with the dev kit. Um, it's taking a long time to import. But again, my computer is slow and not all that great. Of course, something would have to go wrong on a live screen, right? Okay. So far, so good. Oh, I know what's happening. Maybe not. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay, you see how it's in this T pose? Okay, that's fine. What you do is you go back over here to animation. Oh, I'm sorry. Mayastar, and you click go to bind pose. And now it will reset it back to the original bind pose. Um, Now, I bet you I must have done something wrong when I exported out those other things from Blender. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So just use the DAE file that comes with the dev kit for the Belize because that worked fine. And let me see. Beautiful walk. See, there now we can animate it very easily and come back over here and go to bind pose, okay? Um, Believe that we still want to remove unused influences, so deselect the skeleton in the layers panel. And then box select everything and just click this remove unused influences and let it do its thing. And my computer takes a little while. Okay, she's done. Um, then you can turn it back on. So, um, now we have a fully converted, ready to go Belize female. Let's see, all of them, all of the bodies. So we have a fully functioning converted scene here where you could then set up your Maya scene file where you can go through each one of these in the outliner, select it, come over here to create a new layer and assign selected objects. And if you don't know where these are showing up, they're showing up down here. This display short help tips for tools and sections. So that's what I would be doing if I didn't have, you know, people watching me. Is I would sit here and I would set up a layer for each and every one of these. That way, you can just click on and off the visibility. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just save the scene. Save scene as. Um, Is a female. No. Okay. Okay. Just gonna save that. Yeah, this is the student edition. So you get that little warning all the time. Um, so perfect. Now she's all set up, and she's all set up for Mayastar. And you're thinking, so what? Who cares? Well, now we get to why this is so awesome stuff, right? So, um, I need to put her now in Marvelous Designer, um, so that I can reshape clothes for the different sizes and the different boobs and everything else. Marvelous Designer 11 has really stepped it up, okay? Not only can you control the quads of your mesh, control your poly count if you want to, you can also do auto fitting, and your clothes will be refitted to that body and stuff. Now, I haven't tested the drastic shapes, like the drastic different booties and boobies and stuff like that. Um, but I did test it between Signature and Belize and male bodies because of something I'm working in progress that's for men. I'm gonna have a female version of it too, but I just started with the men because the men's is just easier than the females. So, anyways, I did test out my theory a little bit on those two bodies, and it worked perfectly. I got so excited. So now, so I'm really hoping to create this workflow where you do a little bit of setup ahead of time, but then you can just bam, 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 just crank stuff out. And resizing things is the biggest issue with rigging, in my opinion. So I'm hoping to come back to that. So, anyways, so you're saying, well, okay, shut up and get to the goods. What are you going to do? This pose is crazy. Can't put no pants on this woman. Um, so, Marvelous Designer. Let me open it up and let me try to find my pictures. Is it in store design, store ideas? Yes. Nope, that was MD settings. Um, gosh. Okay, so these are my settings. They're kind of a little bit default other than viewer controls. Since I work in Maya, um, I have it set to Maya so I don't pull my hair out when I'm trying to figure out how to rotate my camera and my viewport in the different programs. So I just have it set to the same. Um, I don't know. I have a Wacom pen. I don't know if I'll ever use that setting or not. I don't know. And so I just say okay and launch Marvelous Designer. At some point in life, it will launch. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to help me out and eventually get a new computer so that my stuff doesn't take so long to load. That would be really cool. Oh yeah. I did this for the thumbnail. Hold up. There we go. There we go. Okay, so get to the point, Lorraine. Okay, let me show you with the males, right? So I've got a Belize and I've got Signature. Signature has two versions. It has Davis and Gianni. I'm probably wrecking the names, right? So what I've done, what we're going to do next is I'm going to show you how to create these three different things, right? I do whatever the default bind pose is. I export out one of these because sometimes I rig clothing for other people. So it'd be nice if, I thought, well, I'll just have a default one just in case. And then Marvelous Designer, which is that was the screenshot that I was trying to show you. Marvelous Designer's T pose and A pose. I don't know where they got the definitions, but this is Marvelous Designer's T pose. This is what Marvelous Designer considers a T pose. Now, this is not, 100% accurate because there's no way to input exact rotation numbers and whatnot on the joints. And these are OBJ files. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be posing the avatar in Maya with the help of the Mayastar animation thing. We're going to be sizing it up. So I'm going to go back over here to, not that, but rigging. And I'm going to set it to meter scale. And for Marvelous Designer, rotating it Z up negative on the 90. Now, you got to check out your settings though, okay? Because if you have your settings set differently than I do, you might not want to rotate it negative on 90 on the Z. And let me see here. And this is my importing settings that I do. Why did it? did that do that to me? Um, I hope you can see this. Um, but I open it as an avatar. I do centimeters, 100 scale. I have X forward, Z up, Y inverted, and aligned bottom to the ground. Those are my import OBJ settings um, when I do an avatar. So why are we going to do, you know, why are we going to do it this way versus the other way? Okay. Well, because I can't ever get at FBX to work the way I want to, and um, my settings and my brain, and I just have a really hard time with rotations. And also, yeah, you can endpoint the joints and you can pose your avatar, which at some point I am going to go. I'm going to figure out how to do because of the animation clothing possibilities in the future that I'm going to figure out how to do. But anyways, so why do I have three different poses here? Well, because you can load as a morph target. Okay, so um, if you're designing something, and then you want to see how it looks with the arms down and all the way to the side, you can change poses by loading as a morph target, and then it can help you design your clothing a little bit better. It can help you simulate your clothing a little bit better. According to the marvelous designer people, um, the the software was designed for meter scale, human scale, meter scale, um, and um, your. They suggest that you um, try to simulate in as low of a particle distance as you can, just to get the actual real live realistic folds, creases, draping of the cloth, yada yada yada, which is fine if your computer can handle that. That's just absolutely fine. You just turn that particle distance all the way down to one, baby, and you live on the edge and you simulate away. And then when you're done and you've got your clothing the way that you want, and draped the way that you want, then you go back in there in the settings and you change the particle distance back up to 20, 30, whatever your heart desires. You have it on remesh, quads, and you are probably like 99% happy with things. Marvelous Designer also has a UV editor where you can change your UV patterns, and they've just come a long way. So anyway, so we're going to be doing um, a Belize female into Marvelous Designer. So let me clear my screen. I come up here to Avatar, delete all avatars. I'm going to double click on the folder to get back up in the folder structure, and I am in my Second Life folder directory, and my female file. You see I've already got Alice, signature Alice. Now I need to get Belize in here. So what I can do is I can copy the path of the folder, right click, copy the path of the folder. I can then open up File Explorer and paste this right into there, that address bar. And here I am in the Second Life folder, female file, and I can make a new folder and name it Belize. I believe I spelled that correctly. Somebody will tell me if I didn't. And then if we come over here and we refresh our folders, we now have the Belize file. So then, um, what I'm going to do is, while the avatar is like this, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to select. I wonder if I. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so no, I don't need to hide everything because I can select it here. Those are the hands. Okay, so what I would do, I would select the one of the bodies, one of the shapes, one of the boobs, um, and okay, and the flat feet, and Freya hand. They have different hands. Oh my god. Okay, so I would select those messages, the body, the hands, and the feet. And then I would come out here and I would go export selection and make sure that it's an OBJ export. You can select different things, but OBJ. And let's make sure that we can find it. So navigate to the right folders, and this is Lisa Freya. Frey. Wait. Natural bind pose. That's usually how I name it. I then name it MDA pose, MDT pose, because it's not the normal poses. And what I did is I exported out an Marvelous Designer avatar, put it in Maya, and I kind of just matched up, roughed eyeballed it, kind of cleaned up the animations, and you'll see here in a minute. So we go to File, Import, OBJ, because we just exported out the Belize Freya female. Natural with the bind pose, and you can see that there. Open, and here are the same settings. They haven't changed. Give you a second if you want to pause the video, write this down, take a little screenshot snippet, which you can do. Microsoft has a snipping tool, and a snip and sketch tool, whatever. I use this a lot to take screenshots. So then I say, okay. Textures, images may not load. Okay, I don't care. There she is. So then now what we do is we're going to create a fitted suit for this avatar. We're going to do it for each and every one that we export out, so that when we go to auto fitting, of our mesh to resize it to the different bodies and stuff, um, it will fit better and we won't have to do as much fiddling with things. So we come over here to this icon here that looks kind of like a mummy, or it looks like a um, alpha cuts, right? On a HUD, and we create fitted suit. Now, I'm going to tell you that until you get the hang of this, this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. And some of the necks are a huge pain in the butt. Basically, what you're going to do is um, you're going to tell Marvelous Designer the dimensions of this avatar, basically. Um, so that's the upper neck, and you can see it's slightly slanted. It's okay. If you get it perfect, kudos for you. Please show every one of us how you did that. Um, and then the lower neck part, and I don't know why it always twists like that, no matter what you do. I don't know. Um, then the waist, and what I kind of like to do is get from like the fattest point that I can eyeball, um, and wrist. And this L means the left side of the avatar. Okay, it does not mean the avatar's left hand. It means the left side of the screen to you, the person doing it. I know, confusing, but how those fingers really look broken. The wrist, and once again, the fattest part of the elbow. And then in some of these poses, the shoulders are going to be real hard to get, and that's going to be fine. Um, there you go. Then it wants the inner thigh. Again, not for kids. There we go. And the knees. The knees I like to turn to the side to do, just so that you can get the biggest part of it. And the ankles. There you go. Okay, so there's that. Now, at any point you don't like any of this, you can go back and you can click on it and you can redraw it. And when you redraw it and you finish drawing it, when it updates, it will delete the old one and replace it with what you just drawed. Okay, but if you're happy and satisfied with it, you hit the apply button, and then it just kind of creates this red thing. Now, her legs are not open, so, that's fine. I'm going to save it. I'm going to click on save. My computer will do things. Then you have to navigate to the folder that you created. So I'm going to go up here to Second Life, Female, Beliza, and this is Freya Natural. Am I spelling it right? Probably not. E. I always forget the E. Forgot the T. Apparently I can't type. Bind pose. Matters what you put here. See, you're saving it as an avatar file. You're saving it into the Marvelous Designer file system location. So now when you double click on Beliza, there's Freya in her bind pose. So then we can close that. Now you don't have to delete all avatars out of the scene, you can just go back up here and import OBJ and import your next body shot shape, right? Um, or you can come up here to avatar, delete all avatars, clear scene out. So then what we're going to do is we're going to deselect that stuff and maybe put this on layers just because it's a lot to deal with. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click on show my skeleton and um, click on the bones. So this is rotated at 45, which is fine. I'm going to click on this, and this needs to be 5 and -5. Okay, so on the legs, the left side of your screen um, is a negative, and on the shoulders, the right side of your screen is a negative. Okay, so if you get a little bit confused, maybe you can, try to understand it that way and think about it that way. Um, I believe this is the T pose for Marvelous Designer. Let's see, where did I put this? Oh, that's a capture. Did I move things yet? No, I don't think so. I'm still trying to find what I did. View, large icons. I took a screenshot so I could share it with you guys. And now I can find it. I wonder if it's just, let's see. There it is. Okay, so this is black. What is going on here? Open with what? Sure, Photoshop, why not? Use it more resources. Okay, this is from the Marvelous Designer manual. And I had looked and looked and looked and looked all over the place for this information. It still didn't tell me a lot, but you'll see here in just a second. Now, in Mayastar, I could, under animations, I can add my own custom poses. But I must be doing something wrong because weirdness is happening. And it's becoming unsymmetrical. And so you really want a symmetrical posed file when you import it into Marvelous Designer. And the reason for that, so obviously you do less work. Now, unless you are making a purposely non-symmetrical avatar, you want to make sure that the legs are in the same poses and everything else. So you can see here that Marvelous Designer's T pose is more like an A pose. And I believe that's actually 10. I need to change these to 10. A pose is 5 and 80. I've got that about 80. So, if I do this, didn't look like it changed anything, huh? But, okay, that's 5. It's 5. zeroed out. Maybe I fixed it zeroed out. Okay. So you pose your avatar, and then once again, you come to the outliner. You get Freya Natural, Flat Feet, Freya Hand. And export selection. I'm going to put MD T-pose. OBJ export selection. Now I can come here and I can change this to a -80. I remember this number. It's close enough. And this gets changed down to a 0. That is 80. And then this side is a 0. And then you want to select your body, your feet, and the hand again. And then File, Export Selection, and we're going to save this as an MD pose, Marvelous Designer A pose. And then we're going to come back into Marvelous Designer. We're going to go up here to File, Import OBJ. And then we're going to import the Marvelous Designer T-pose 1. All of our settings should have remained the same, so we can hit OK. And it's telling us the textures. We don't care about the textures. Now, what we need to do is we need to make another, create another fitted suit. And move this out of our way. I must have done something wrong. Did I do something wrong? Did I remove influence? Did I remember to remove influences? Yes, I did. Okay. Does the neck really look like that? Let's see. Hold on. Rigging. Go to bind pose. And when you go to bind pose, it will shrink down back to the original scale that you imported it in. Let me just see. I guess so. Yeah, she has an itty bitty neck. Okay. Anywho's it's okay. So now you can just recreate that fitted suit. This neck looks weird. Waist. And then wrist. Elbow. Once again, getting the fattest part of the view that I can. Shoulder and thigh. Now there is nothing to stop you from doing more poses and putting them in here to how you feel more comfortable creating clothing and rigging, right? So if for your pants workflow, let's say, right, you want there to be a little bit more of a gap in between the legs. Well, then you can, of course, come in here like I showed you and select the bones, or even uh, do one of these animations and then pause it and then export it out that way. You can do that as many times as you'd like, right? Um, to help you with your workflow. That's what's really freaking awesome to me. Um, and the ability to just one button click reset the bind pose. But anyways, okay, back in here to Marvelous Designer. We are creating a fitted suit for a different pose. We're still on the Beliza Freya natural avatar with the flat feet and the hands. Um, and we're going to click the apply button, and then I'm just going to save. We could fiddle with it a little bit. It won't do you a lot of good. Um, but now we just put it, rename this from bind pose to uh, MD T pose avatar. Right? Okay, and there she is. So, which is not a lot of difference between the two, except for the legs being opened. So, just clear the screen out, and now I can import OBJ, and I'm going to select the Freya Natural MDA pose. This is the hands down at the side, legs kind of closed. Nothing should have changed. I'm going to click OK. And why am I bothering with the MD pose, right? It's like, oh my god, it's, so hard to simulate anything. Well, if you do it on like the default one or the T pose or some other pose that you've imported, and you want to, see how it will look with the arms down at their side, like most AOs have. That's kind of a little bit more natural or whatever. A little bit more realistic draping and fitting. That's what I'm doing this for. Just in case someday, I really care that much to do, um, to have a headache with. So, and basically, we're just going to do the same thing again. We're going to create a fitted suit. Excuse me. Okay. So, neck looks really odd. Um, and there we go. Waist. This one's, I did the waist a little bit high. That's okay. Wrist. There's that little bone there on the wrist, and the actual elbow part. And so this is the tricky part, right? So you have all of that. Just do that. That's fine. You're not. Yeah, it'll be fine. You probably won't ever use this avatar. Um, maybe for a pencil skirt or something like that. Um, I don't know. Body bag suit? I don't know. Oh, don't fill on me now. Thank you. And ankles. And I'm going to apply. And the boobs are kind of really sad. Here. But oh, I got a little bit. Well, yeah. you can you know mess with that however you want. I'm not going to mess with it right now. Um, it's saving bind information, and I'm just going to be lazy and do that. So, and then it should refresh and it'll show up here. There she is. Delete all avatars. So there we go. We've got the bind pose, the A pose, and the T pose. So um, that's how you can convert a dev kit from Blender Avastar into Mayastar, and then save out different OBJ objects to use with Morph Target in Marvelous Designer. And you can do this endlessly with all of the dev kits. So that's it for now. See you later.